After 2 years exploring over 30 countries, we've seen it all. The good, the bad, and the overhyped. Sure, we could throw out a list of countries to visit in 2026, but that's not enough. Every country has its hidden gems and tourist traps, and you deserve the best of the best. That's why we are dropping our top 5 destinations for 2026. Hot takes that skip the crowded touristy spots for places that are just being discovered. These are the less talked about havens, packed with jaw-dropping beauty, authentic vibes, and everything you crave for an unforgettable holiday. Here's our curated list to inspire your next adventure. Hit subscribe and let's get into it.
First off, we're heading to Thailand, one of our favourite countries. And for this trip, you're not going to go to those famous islands of Koh Phangan, Koh Tao, or even visiting the mainland to Phuket. This time, you're going to go near the Cambodian border to the Trat province. Here you'll find Koh Mak, Koh Chang, and Koh Kud, 3 incredibly beautiful islands that are much more untouched than the ones I mentioned before. Our favourite among the 3 is Koh Kud, and this is a bit biased because Abby and I got engaged on this island, and we actually did it at a beautiful resort called Seneva. We were hoisted into the treetops and we got dinner brought to us on a zip line. The view was incredible. The water is blue, crystal blue, and there is not much of a crowd here. The beaches are quite empty. When you go on the roads, there's not many people around. If you hire a scooter, there's no traffic really at all. It's pretty incredible that an island so beautiful has so little people. It's still got those little beach shacks on the beach, which is kind of what you would expect Thailand to be 30 years ago. Of course, you can still get some of the resorts in Seneva included, but it's not built up at all. Then you have the island of Koh Chang. This was home to this massive ghost cruise ship that we actually visited, and it burnt down not too long ago. But this island is special because actually a majority of it is just a nature reserve. So you can actually do hiking through this island. Plus they still have those beautiful beaches, beautiful crystal waters as well. And then finally you have Koh Mak. We haven't actually ventured to this one, but we've been recommended it by you guys and by all of our people on Instagram as one of the islands that we should visit. And I'm sure it's for similar reasons to that of Koh Kud and Koh Chang.
Our second destination is in Sri Lanka, and this was one of the most beautiful beach towns that we have ever been to. When most people think of the south coast of Sri Lanka, they always think of Unawatuna or Marissa or even Willagama, but there is one special place that has our heart forever.
No doubt.
And that is Hiriketia. If you follow us on Instagram, you might know that we absolutely fell in love with this beach town. It's about a 3 to 4 hour drive from the capital of Colombo, and it is a tucked away little cove with the most amazing surf. It's just got the best kind of boho beach vibes, and it is so special, so special. It is starting to catch on though and become very, very, very popular, especially in high season, which is January and February. So we would recommend traveling a little bit later in the year, maybe April or May, which is when we were there.
Yeah, that was perfect.
It was perfect. You might get a little bit of rain here and there, but you have far less people and it's much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
There is so much to do in Hiriketia, but the things that we love the most is the surf culture. Everyone's out and about just enjoying waves. No one's fighting at each other. No one's fighting for waves or anything. And it's just a really, really cool surfing vibe. So if you're wanting to learn to surf, you could surf there. Or if you're a seasoned pro, you'll absolutely froth it as well. Another thing is the restaurant culture. There are so many cool cafes, so many awesome restaurants. We loved Raz. This was actually where we went on the first night and where we fell in love with the place. Amazing food. It's right on the beach. They also have a sister restaurant called Smoke and Bitters, which is a little bit more fancy, but it was also a really cool experience as well. And then of course, Duni's Hoppers. If you love a traditional Sri Lankan hopper, head on over to Duni's Hoppers because he's got a whole different bunch that you can get.
Yeah.
And it was really tasty.
Number 3, and this might come as a surprise to you, it is Seoul in Korea. We actually went here on a complete whim because we needed to run over the border to get new visas. So we went to Seoul and thought we'd explore it for about 3 or 4 days. And we were blown away. We had the best time in that city. That city is a vibe. There are things happening. It's kind of, both Abby and I have been to Tokyo before. It's kind of like Tokyo, but I think even more fun. We were just got amongst all the different cultural things and all the food and cafes. It was incredible. So the cafe culture is on another level. Like Melbourne has fantastic cafe culture, but this was crazy. There's an area called Songsu-dong, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll put it up here. That area has a whole bunch of these cafes. It's really artsy, cool area. They are super aesthetic, and the food cakes are insane. So you have to go check that out. The other thing that we did in Seoul that was a heap of fun is we dressed up in the traditional hanbok outfits, and although I was a little nervous to begin with, it was a lot of fun. We looked funny as we got free entry to all the different palaces and other monuments you could go to because we were wearing the hanbok, which how cool is that? So a bit of a cultural experience plus save a bit of money. Perfect. One of the things that we loved the most about Seoul was the food, and we did a food tour to go check out all the different traditional dishes, and this was a must when you're there. We tried some amazing foods that we'd never tried before. Tteokbokki, Abby's new favourite dish. She couldn't get enough, and it was just a heap of fun. We had live octopus as well. Well, it wasn't really live, but it was wriggling. It was pretty wild. And then the other thing is, like, you can just walk around and go shopping. There's so many cool, like, secondhand vintage shops. Not that Abby and I are, like, super heavy shoppers, but we did shopping, which is a big sign for us. Like, there must have been some good stuff around.
Another thing that we loved was just the people were so lovely. When we were going shopping in that vintage shop, it was a 24-hour shop, so no one was manning it, and you had to put your credit card in the door to get in. And ours, we were trying to get in and it wasn't working. So this random man came up to us and he's like, "Here, use my credit card," and literally let us in using his credit card, which meant that if we had have stolen stuff, he would have been charged so much. So there was just so much trust in that exchange, and it was just a really lovely experience.
Made us so happy.
Yeah, it made us really happy.
That.
Fourth on the list is Greece. Now, you've probably been to Greece before, or you've probably contemplated going to Greece. And when you think of Greece, you might think Santorini or Mykonos or Ios and those really popular islands. But we're going to share some really special islands that we went to this year that we absolutely loved that aren't so popular. I mean, they are still popular, but not as popular as. So the first one is Milos. My gosh, Milos was absolutely my favorite.
Couple's dream.
It was a couple's dream. It is a smaller island. It is just so beautiful. You've got Plaka, which is like the main little old town. Absolutely stunning. Utopia Cafe is one of the best sunsets we have ever seen.
Ever.
And then not to mention Sarakaniko Beach. I could have stayed there all month, I think. It was just the most beautiful moon beach, they call it, because the rock formations are just out of this world. It's like white. Anyway, we'll put videos up here. It's just the most incredible place ever. So Milos is really, really special, and we had amazing food there. Second to Milos is Naxos, and it has a bit of a different vibe to Milos. It's a bit more rough and rugged, which we loved. It's a bit more outdoorsy. You've got Mount Zas that you can climb, had the best coffee ever, had a good gym, had good beach clubs. It was just a bit of an all-rounder, Naxos. It was really, really great.
And not too expensive.
And not too expensive as well, not too busy, which we loved. One set of islands as well that most people don't consider is the Sporades. That is where you'll find Skopelos, Skiathos, and other islands as well. Our favourite was Skiathos. One of the Mamma Mia islands. It's a lot of fun. You can explore all the filming locations. The water is crystal blue. It's so green, unlike the Cyclades. The food was amazing and the beaches were phenomenal. It was just a great vibe. We absolutely loved it. And then another one is Crete. Now, we haven't yet been to Crete. We are going in 2 weeks. So watch this space and make sure you subscribe so you get all the tips for Crete as well, because we have asked so many people on TikTok, on Instagram, our community here as well, what their favorite Greek island is. Out of all of them, there are 219. And literally, I think about 80% of people have said Crete. So that's why we're going. We're going to go check it out. We've heard amazing things. So probably one to add to your list too.
And then finally, to wrap this up, we are going to Albania. Now, Albania hasn't been open to tourists for as long as a lot of these other countries have, so it is kind of just being discovered by itself. We got to go not too long ago and had the best time. In fact, the north of Albania was so beautiful, epic Alps. We did an absolutely amazing hike, but if we had to pick one destination for you to go, we would choose down the south. And a lot of people will go to Semil, which is called the Maldives of Europe, or someone has professed it is the Maldives of Europe, or Saranda. But we would recommend to go to Himara. Himara is a less heard about beach town. It's way less busy. It's really, really cute cove, and it also has those incredible beaches, but you just have to walk a little bit outside of the main town. We stayed there for about 5 nights. It was very chill. We got a boat trip and went to some of the private beaches. We ate at this place called Eleni's Country Breakfast, where a nonna will actually cook for you the local style of breakfast, which was delicious. And then we just ate at all these little places along the boulevard there. Highly recommend hitting up Albania as a travel destination, but specifically Himara.
So these are our top 5 travel destinations for 2026, and they are very subjective. So if you have a better one, if you want to challenge us and want to add maybe a 6th spot that you would recommend for everyone needs to go in 2026, we would love you to comment below and let us know. Let us know the destination, why you love it, and just give us a bit more info there so that everyone else can know as well. So make sure you read all the comments below as well, because you might get some extra tips there. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. See you in the next video.
See ya.